Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So today let's have a look at all of the different versions of Noel. There's 4 in all. And then, I'll talk about if they are useful, where they're useful, other drop monsters that are kind of similar to each, and then whether they are worth making a max luck of or not. Alright, so let's start here. This is a Fire Noel, the evolution version. And all of the evolution versions of the 3 colors, they have the same abilities and stats, so that'll make it pretty easy to compare them to each other. HP is low, attack is low, especially considering that she does not have a gauge. And then speed is low as well, especially for a Pierce character. But anyway, this is the fire version, Pierce null damage wall. And then she is unique in that she's the only kind of extreme drop monster that has both Pierce and null damage wall and is a fire element. The only other one at the moment is Avalon, actually. So if you were dying for a Pierce null damage wall fire monster max luck, this would be a really good one to have. I will say that there is another fire element Pierce null damage wall coming pretty soon. That is probably better than this one. So if you can afford to wait, then I would wait for that one. It's probably an easier quest, and then a little bit more useful character. And then there's probably not a lot of missions in the meantime that you would need a Pierce null damage wall for. So you could wait and then not really miss anything by not making the max luck here. But I do highly recommend that you get 1 or even 2, or even 3, and then just at max 1 luck and then max their stats, because she is usable in floor 33 of the Tower of Champions. And as I said, there are no other drop monsters that are good that have the Pierce fire element null damage wall. Besides Avalon. So if you were really lacking on characters, like Hatcher monsters, and you did not have Avalon, then this Fire Noel would be really good for you. And I know that some people, when they were climbing up the tower the last time, when floor 33 was first introduced, they couldn't pass that floor 33 just because they didn't have the monsters. This character here should help. It should make the floor doable. Alright, so there is benefit to making the max luck of this, but it's not necessary since there's another one coming soon, another fire Pierce null damage wall. But to have just luck 1 is very worth having. Alright, moving on, here is the green version, the wood version of Noel. And again, same stats, same abilities. And then she is also pretty close to unique, because the only kind of regular extreme drop monster with this ability set is Gigamantis. He is another wood, Pierce, null damage wall. There was another one before, the Rot something, I forget. But the Halloween limited time character, that was another Pierce, null damage wall wood element. But he's gone. And if you did not get him, then it could be worth grabbing this green Noel. And then, I guess we could kind of compare the stats between her and Gigamantis real quick. Alright, so there we are. As we can see, Wood Noel will have higher HP. I think she's going to have enough to actually one-punch the null bounce guys, or anti-bounce guys. So she would be usable in Bishamonten. If Gigamantis were too difficult for you, then you could pretty quickly make this one, since she will be available every day from now until New Year's. If Gigamantis were really difficult, you could do this one instead. What's interesting, though, is that you would kind of use the exact same characters for Wood Noel, since her gimmicks are mines and gravity barriers, and then you'd want to bring red characters. And then finally we have Light Noel, and her, I would say she is the least necessary. We have Leah Ascension, and Leah Ascension is also Pierce null damage wall light element, also with a homing shot, but she has flight, so that makes her usable for a lot more missions than this light Noel. So I would say she's the least necessary. I would say that her quest is the easiest though. So if you were interested in making a max luck just to have another max luck, she could be a good one. And then, yeah, I should say this about all three of these. They all have the critical luck skill, which I really, really love on Pierce characters. If you get that critical in a boss's weak point, for example, which is pretty rare, but is possible, it can do well over 1 million damage. It's pretty crazy. I've seen 4 million before in one attack. So there is that. With the higher luck, of course, that luck skill will come out more often. So that can be a reason to make it. And then, me personally, I'm going to skip on fire and light. But I might make the wood Noel, just kind of for that critical luck skill. And then the strike shot in all three of these is the laser that shoots out 4 directions, which is so-so. And then the bump combo is the same as light Murasame and dark Muramasa, which is the 25-shot homing. And then, yeah, that's a lot of shots, so it's good against scorpions. And then it can do a lot of damage if you get it all into the boss's weak point. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely some characters with some positives, with some merits. But the one character that I would highly recommend making a max luck of is the Ascension version of Fire Noel. And as you can see, I've hypermaxed her, and I've already given her a little bit of luck. She changes from a pierce to a bounce, and then her stats are, they're good, they're decent. HP is kind of low at 20,000. Attack is also low at about 23, and that's without a gauge. And then speed is kind of slow. It doesn't even reach 300. But she kind of makes up for it in her abilities. She has both a null damage wall and a beast slayer, and with no gauge, so she'll be very easy to use. And then there's also no chance for kind of mishaps where you miss the gauge and go into the damage wall. So that's really great. And then the beast slayer, that works on a lot of kind of little guys, not bosses so much, but like wolves, snakes, gas masks, all of whom kind of appear a lot in wood quests with damage walls. So she'd be pretty useful for lots of different wood missions. She also has critical, which is not as great on bounce monsters, I would say, but still can come in handy. And then she has a different strike shot where it's the speed and strength up, which is not a very exciting strike shot, I would say, but it's very powerful, especially when she's kind of stuck in between like a boss and the wall. That can do a lot of damage. And then she also does a lot of damage to drones, which appear in all kinds of different places. And then in a lot of quests, drones are the ones that shoot out damage walls. So that's a perfect match for her. And then her bump combo, she has the spread piercer, which is so-so. But she also has a speed up S, which is a first for an extreme drop monster. And so to have a max luck with a speed up would be super duper helpful in a bunch of situations. And yeah, for all of these reasons, she will be useful in the upcoming Wood Colossal quest as a max luck. There are damage walls in there, and then having the speed up will help the other guys. And then she's also really good for Hakua, actually. And yeah, she might be the first extreme drop monster after Cubere to be really good for Hakua. She has the Beast Slayer, which works on the wolves in Hakua. And then she has the speed and strength up strike shot, which is also good for Hakua. Critical, which multiplies her attack, also good. And then finally speed up, which is something that you do want very much for Hakua. So yeah, with her at max luck, you could farm other characters while also using a Hakua team, which is a big advantage, especially for people that do not have max luck Kushinada or Tsukiyomi. So yeah, she is very highly recommended, and I will definitely work on finishing her. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. just to sum up, the red Noel evolution, you want at least 1 or 2, even at 1 luck, just for floor 33 of the tower. The green Noel, she might be good if you do not have a max luck of Gigamantis. And the light Noel I would pass on and then make Leah Ascension otherwise. And then the Fire Noel Ascension, I think everybody should make it if they can. Alrighty, good luck with that. We have until New Year's, and thanks for watching. Take care.